Meeting will come to order, please. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been satisfied. Would you turn off all electronic equipment as we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the roll, please, Johanna.
Mayor Becker.
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Here.
Commissioner Blumberg.
I am here.
First item today is the presentation of the donation from the health fair.
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Becker. Good afternoon, everyone. As Mayor Becker had just mentioned, each year we have a health fair and we conduct a raffle from the Down Beach communities of Ventnor, Margate, and Longport. And the funds that we raise from this raffle, we donate to we select a different charity every year. This year we selected ALS and wanted the money to go towards a foundation that helps ALS in some way in memory of our friend and employee, William Walsh, who apparently, suffered from the disease. So we've contacted, and out here in the public is Eileen and Mark Berardi, who have become involved with this organization, Team Stevens. This organization was founded by an individual named Eric Stevens, who was in the military and who was a firefighter, and who was diagnosed with ALS at a young age. And him and his organization, they go around the country to promote and raise awareness for this one drug that is benefiting several individuals with the disease. And it's called Norone, and it's currently in the third phase of the trial. So we've selected this organization, and we would like to present our proceeds, which unfortunately it's $380. I wish it could be more. But we would like to present this to Eileen and Mark to forward to Team Stevens in memory of William Walsh. And hopefully, they could get that drug passed and they'll put an end to this horrific disease.
We really want to work to see you working surrounding areas, allowing us to hang our sign and help us in this way. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
Chill, Mike. I'm telling you. Are we still on? Yeah.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is an update from the Save Lucy Committee. I see Mr. Helfand is here. Rich, would you come forward to the microphone?
See you, Mark.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jeremy Bingaman, our Education Director. So, you have less than 5 minutes. I'm going to be fast. I'm going to bring everybody up to date on this Airbnb promotion we're doing, and then on our plans for celebrating Lucy's 139th birthday, which is also the 50th anniversary of her historic move. And then Jeremy's going to bring everybody up to date on the massive painting project that we have to undertake starting in the spring, a couple weeks. So first with the Airbnb project, everybody knows that it's happening. The fire marshal was there today to give us our certificate. The guests were chosen today at noon. We have one guest coming from Egg Harbor Township, one from Pennsylvania, and another one from North Jersey. They're super thrilled and excited to be here. It's been an amazing campaign for us. Lucy was on page 1 of the New York Times. She was on page 1 of the Philadelphia Inquirer. Every television network in the country carried the story. In all 50 states, we were reached out by people in Canada, in the UK, in Germany. Lucy's been brought to the world through this promotion. And in a time when everything you read in the news is about viruses and about presidential elections and about ugliness, Lucy put a smile on millions of people's faces last week. So the project has been incredible for us in terms of marketing her to a much larger audience. And Airbnb is making a very large donation to the nonprofit on top of everything else we're doing. So that's where we stand with that. I want to thank Commissioner Amadeo, Public Works, Police Department, Fire Department, and all your help in putting this thing together. It's going to be a great event, and I hope that the three of you will be there to greet our guests next Tuesday night, or Tuesday night the 17th. With regard to Lucy's anniversary celebration, this year we're doing something different. We're not going to do the big carnival that we've done for the past several years. We're going to give it a break. Last year we had 106-degree weather that day, so we're just going to give it a break this year. We're going to spread it out into a 3-day event. On Saturday, we're not sure exactly what we're doing yet. We're still in the planning stages of that. Sunday, there's going to be a benefit concert at one of the casinos in Atlantic City, and they're going to donate the gate from that concert to the committee. And then on Monday morning, July 20th at 9 a.m., 50 years to the minute when Lucy started that historic move, we're going to have a parade from Cedar Grove Avenue to Decatur Avenue. It'll be the smallest parade in New Jersey history, the shortest parade, but a good parade. We have the inflatable of Lucy, which is an exact replica of her. We're going to put it on a flatbed pulled by a yellow truck, just like we did 50 years ago. And then the city is going to unveil something really special that day. We're going to have a champagne brunch up on the deck. So that's the latest with Lucy's birthday. And now I'll turn the mic over to Jeremy to bring you up to date on the painting project.
Thank you, Richard.
Hello, everybody. For those of you who don't know, I'm the education director at Lucy, and I've been, feeling my way through it. I was a math teacher prior to this, so figuring out history and trying to do grant proposals and things like that, quite a different step. But as many of you know, if you've ever walked past Lucy up close, she looks pretty good from a distance, but up close you'll see there's bubbles under the paint. One of the recurring issues with Lucy is the fact that she continues to rust. And in the year 2007, they performed a roundtable discussion with experts from all over the place, and they determined that this was a priority. So we've been kind of patching her up over the last several years, every 4 or 5 years, repainting her. That is not working anymore because the paint has gotten to a point where it's actually pulling off of the metal structure. So the solution is to strip the entire elephant down to the metal, and then make any repairs that need to happen, treat that, and then recoat it with a new type of coating system that will hopefully be better than what we're working with right now. We had our restoration architect come out and look at everything, along with our paint specialist who's been painting Lucy for the last several years, and they've come up with a 2-phase project, and this year we'll be beginning phase 1. I've already applied to the New Jersey Historic Trust, and we have received a grant for roughly $20,000, which is 60% of the entire project phase 1 only, okay? That project will only take about 4 weeks. It's not going to take super long. What they're going to do is strip the paint off of all of her legs and her underbelly, and that is going to determine what product works the best in order to do the rest of the elephant in phase 2. They're also going to recoat her legs only. Her underbelly is going to remain uncoated the entire time during phase 1. And that's going to be about a year long. So you will see Lucy's belly completely bare. We're able to do that because it's stainless steel and not tin, as the rest of the elephant is, so it won't rust. We don't have any issues there. For the legs themselves, they will be recoated. They're going to test out a couple different samples of coating systems. Some are very high tech. In fact, one of them I know is about $400 a gallon just to get that, but it's supposed to have a very, very good product condition. It will last for 25, 30 years or whatever, hopefully. So phase 1 is basically just an experimental phase. We're proving to the state and to the historical people that we're doing the right steps to take care of Lucy. we are following scientific methods and things like that in order to make that happen. All right? So that will be about 4 weeks this summer, and then after a year, we'll start phase 2, and that's much more expensive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any questions?
I'm good.
Okay.
Looking forward
Thank
to
you.
it.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Okay. Moving right along, item 3 is discussion, and this was put on the agenda by my request, I guess, of the boardwalk issue. There's a lot of information and misinformation out there, and, you know, I don't know, I'm sure we've all talked to a lot of people, some in favor, some against. My suggestion would be, and I propose to the two of you, that we put it out for agenda, put it on referendum, and let's see what the people's wishes are. I think it's too big of an issue to not do that. Anybody, yes or no, comments?
Mayor, may I? I would agree with you. It would probably be the prudent thing to do is to turn it over to our solicitor, let him study and make a recommendation back to us as to what the process is. And I think the general public would have to know it's a non-binding referendum. It would just be an issue that would be presented on the ballot questionnaire to see your support of either building a boardwalk or not building a boardwalk. And I guess we would have to have our engineer estimate some quotes as far as a professional as to what the cost would be and the tax impact, so that the residents of Margate would have a full understanding, not just generalized numbers, something done by a professional organization that deals with building and designing boardwalks throughout South Jersey. So I would agree with you, as you know, as you have put on the table, that we should forward it to our solicitor for his report back to us.
And this would, if you agree to this, we would put this on a November referendum so that it doesn't cost us for a special election. Would that be all right? You okay with that?
Yeah, it all sounds good to me. I'm in full agreement. I think it's a good idea.
Okay,
Me too.
good. That was easier than I thought. Okay. At this point, we will do department head reports. Frank, why don't you start today?
Okay, the Parkway. We looked over the study that was done out there. We contacted our gardener, Michael Angerman. He did give us a proposal price to add onto his contract, and we will be replacing the inkberries, the hydrangeas, and the Japanese yews first. There's going to be 2 phases. We have to do the cherry trees next year because it's over 20% of his contract. So he will start as soon as possible, and you will see him out there pulling bushes, planting bushes, and I believe it won't take him that long to get everything underway. We got our street sweepers back out on the street this week. They've been going over to town. They have a lot of sand and dirt to clean up. The deck at Huntington Avenue is almost completely done. The railing's up. It's going to be completed tomorrow. I think it came out excellent. It was a beautiful job done by the guys in our carpenters department. We also have fire hydrant flushing coming up on March 23rd to the 27th. We'll be going around town 7 in the morning till about 3, flushing hydrants. And we just had a new Ford pickup truck delivered today for our water department, and we'll be swapping out another pickup truck that we used on the beach and for gardening. That's all I have.
Thank you, Frank. Jim?
Thank you, Mike. We have the flood damage prevention ordinance that's up. If anybody has any questions, we're just trying to get some language in there about below converting these areas below the finished first floor into habitable spaces. There wasn't anything in there to help us, well, the law was in there, but now we have more language to prevent people from turning them to bonus rooms or just converting them into like some type of living space. So if you have any questions, you can ask me about them. We had 17 job sites inspected today, and they are all spotless. I mean, we're really doing a good job with that. And I issued 4 pools today. So that's a lot of swimming pools out there. And I don't want to tell you about the spaghetti red cabinets that I saw for our kitchen that were, I never seen that color red before. Oh, had to.
They must like red.
Thank you, Jim. Roger, you're next.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Received a letter, a hardship letter to open North Monroe Avenue in the 100 block. It's been paved, it's on a moratorium. The gas company has told the applicant that they can't get a permit. However, these people have been out of their home for 8 years almost. So I would say that's a hardship, in a personal hardship versus not having electric appliances. And due to the fact that there's going to be 3 other openings when these other 2 units get completed, I would suggest to you that you approve a street opening with the restoration in the city's ordinance to get these people back in their homes. So with your consent.
I agree.
I'm good with it. Mike, good.
Okay, great. Now to Cooler Pastures. We're doing our ice cream bid, and in the past, we have provided maximum prices for certain products to be sold on the beach. My suggestion is this is could be considered price fixing. So either we can take it out, or my suggestion would be to have a recommended price range to sell certain products on the beach and not include any specific product names. So we can get this bid out of the process going. And I want to do a 2-year bid. Hopefully the bids come in so we don't have to negotiate again or rebid, but that would be my suggestion, but I need your approval too, because the way the ordinance is written for the ice cream vending.
What is the rationale, Roger, for the city recommending maximum prices? That was always something that
I presume.
we inherited.
Yes, I presume it's to prevent price gouging. My opinion is if you remove it, the market will take care of itself. I mean, if something's going to be charged $10 and it's a $5 product, nobody's going to buy it. Plus the idea of also getting rid of the price, the exact prices or maximum prices, you might attract more vendors to bid on this product or on this item. And also getting rid of certain brand names, which they shouldn't even be in there anyway. You're going to open up another market. So that would be my suggestion. If you want to remove the whole prices, that's fine. I suggest having a price range in there and just call it a suggested price range, not they can't, if it's over, you can't sell it, no.
So if you say suggested price range, what would you say, from $3 to $5?
Well, like, for instance, we used to have a water small 8-ounce bottle. You can't charge more than $1.50. I would suggest $1 to $2, whatever's in there. Say, if they got to carry these small bottles around, they only sell 5 of them, they might not want to sell them anymore. But here, I mean, we're basically telling them you have to sell 8-ounce water bottles.
Why wouldn't we leave the sale of the product up to the individual?
I agree.
I agree. Mike,
Good by me.
that's what he said.
I'm fine.
I think we should have, I've talked to other towns, they list suggested items, like generic items, like ice cream sandwiches, as examples. I mean, we don't want to put, 16-ounce cans of beer or something on here, but keep it.
Sure.
Well,
Maury, there you go.
I just want to fix this ice cream bid before we get it rolling out the door.
Well, what the schedule of products that Johanna's showing me now go from a range of $1.50 to $4.
Right.
So why wouldn't we put a maximum charge of, say, $5 or $6 is the most they can charge for anything.
But then you're telling them which product they're gonna sell. They might have a product that actually costs $6 that we don't have in
I
here.
got it.
So why should we even
Yeah.
bother them at all?
Let them sell it. It's a free market.
It's America.
I agree.
It's a free market.
We could do that.
There are still vendors that sell ice cream at the end of the street ends.
Yes, that is true.
So
That's
a
accurate.
little competition, maybe we can lower things. I'm good with that.
I'm
Okay.
good too.
Great.
Why are you good?
Good by me.
Roger, continue
Roger's
on.
got this under control.
Yes, I do.
Mr. Softy has a license.
I'm Choco Taco. That, next planning board meeting is on the 26th of March. The water park is probably going to be in the April hearing, which would be April 25th, I think, somewhere around there. They did submit a staff committee. I have not done it or scheduled any meetings, but I think that's the target date. Just to put it out there, whoever's listening.
So you have a set of plans.
Yes, I believe there's a set of plans, but it's just for the staff committee. It's not the complete set of plans. It's not the planning board application.
When will staff committee meet?
Hopefully next week,
And then you'll make recommendations from the staff committee?
as to what it's gonna cost, the fee schedule, and when they can submit planning board application.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else, Roger?
No, sir.
Ed, it's your turn again.
Okay, so as I reported at 3 o'clock, we have several construction projects that are wrapping up, several that will start up and wrap up before the season, and then we have some projects in the queue for fall. So things are moving along, heading into the summer season. I have nothing else to add.
Today's short day, huh? Tom, you're next.
Mayor, I have nothing specific. I'm going to defer to the chiefs to update a couple of small items.
Andrew?
Mayor and Commissioners, this past weekend, we wrapped up our third and fourth grade basketball tournament. We had 24 teams participating in 3 divisions, and our Margate teams all reached the finals, so that was pretty exciting. I want to thank Police and Fire. They were a constant presence at our tournament, and they helped us out with some situations that came up during the tournament. We started this week, now that youth basketball is over, we started our adult leagues. So we have 110 adults playing in our leagues. And we just put up our summer camp info on the website, so if anyone's interested, they can go there to find out about the summer stuff. That's it.
How many teams you have in the men's 110 people?
We have our young guys league, there's 6 teams of 9, and then our old guys league, there's 7 teams of 8.
And I have a question for Andrew, Mayor. You're not bragging about how our kids did in all these tournaments.
I just said, they all reached the finals. We were
Okay.
talking to Fred.
Yeah, okay. So you got 2 hits.
That'll take 2. Chief?
Mayor, Commissioners, just a couple quick things. The municipal lot that
We have lots of time.
Yeah. Municipal lot that we are in the process of changing over on the unit block of North Washington Avenue. All the lines have been repainted in there. We're in the process of changing over the signage. We're going to have it closed when the season comes from midnight to 6 a.m. We'll go there at night during our midnight shift, put a chain across, and open it every morning. So I think that will give us a lot more spaces for that area. The second municipal lot on Decatur Avenue, we will move the equipment out sometime in April. Again, we have signage for that also. We'll clean that up, so we do have some additional parking spots for the summer season. So it's nice to see we'll start painting some lines up on Atlantic Avenue as the summer season approaches for parking, to kind of delineate a little bit better so people parking and utilize the beach will know where to park. So it's, we're gonna start moving towards summer and toward our busy season. On a side note, I had the opportunity to meet with the New Jersey State Attorney General, Gerber Grewald, last week. And in my conversations with him, it was very nice that he had said that he's been to Atlantic City a number of times and he'd never been as far south as Margate. And one of his comments to me was, you really have a hidden gem down here. And I kind of took that as a testament to all the hard work that's done by our elected officials and the residents and the employees. So it was nice to hear, it was really nice to hear that. So it was a very good conversation. It was very, very informative. Other than that, I have nothing else.
Can I make a suggestion? Thank you, man. As we get closer to summer, can you put those 2 parking areas onto our website so that people are aware that they were open?
It will be, all the information will be forwarded on the police department's Facebook page, the city's Facebook page, and we will get it to Swayzon to push it out to the public, let us know, let everybody know what's going on.
Good, good.
Mike, if I may.
You may.
Chief, for the Benson Avenue lot, is there plans for signage, like poles on the curbside, so that as opposed to on the wall, on the curb, like municipal lot, like, so that people that are driving,
That's definitely.
driving down, Monmouth or Amherst will see a big sign that says, municipal
Yes,
parking?
that's another thing we can do. Like I said, we have signs that are on order for both lots. That's definitely something we can do. We can utilize the poles we have for the extra municipal parking. It's not a problem at all.
Do you think that's a good idea? I mean, because as you go by now, you just would never know. And I'm afraid that if it's just a sign on the wall itself or to the entrance of the lot, that people just aren't gonna know.
Right, and we could even put in some of maybe our busier areas by the restaurant district, we could even put a sign that said municipal parking,
Good.
200 block north Decatur.
Okay.
That might work also to get more traffic that way and
Good.
get it utilized more. And we did, at the mayor's request last year, we did make sure there's lighting in there, adequate lighting to park at night. We'll monitor the vehicles in there so nobody gets their car locked in there either. Make it as easy for access to the public as possible.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you, Chief. Lisa?
Thank you. Just 2 things. One thing on the agenda tonight is the second reading of the 2 capital ordinances for your consideration. Once they're published, they will take effect 20 days later. So after that, everybody can proceed with all the items that have been authorized in there, provided that they get authorization by the administrator and commissioners prior to proceeding with that. If anyone has any questions, please feel free, but I think that's been discussed several times. One other item I would like to mention is today we're having the introduction of our 2020 municipal budget. Happy to report that there is no increase in our municipal tax rate. It will remain at .618, which is excellent. We're in a very good financial position. Just to hit a couple of the highlights, our salary and wages have an increase of less than 1%. It's 0.79%. I apologize. I have a summary here because we were late at providing a document for you to review because the state had changed the format with the assistance of our auditor, Leon. So we actually just got it today. There's a couple minor cosmetic changes that need to take place. So once I receive that, it will be uploaded on the website tomorrow, and I will send you a finalized copy. The numbers are not changing, they're just merely cosmetic. I will also send you a budget summary, but this was sent to you previously, and really nothing has changed. But as I said, salary and wage are up less than 1%. Our OE is up 3.5%. We're utilizing $3,240,000 in surplus this year, which is an increase of $240,000 over last year, but we still have a balance of over $4 million in our surplus that we could utilize in future years. Our ratables are up over $37 million. It's $3,747,000. And those are basically all the highlights. We will have our budget hearing on April 2nd. Do you have any questions specifically? I know we've discussed this in the past as to all the particulars.
Marty?
No, thank you very much for the great job.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you,
I'd like
Lisa.
to thank Leon for being here and with all his assistance as well. So, okay, thank you. That's all I have to report.
Chief Adams?
Mayor, just a couple things. One, per Mr. Chickarone's request, we're going to give you a brief update on Station 2 and where we stand today. We did sign the agreement with Peter Weiss Architect to develop the plans for that, and we signed the retainer fee to him. When I spoke to him last week, he was going out to Station 2 and taking all the measurements, both exterior and internal, so he can get the area to laid out, and then we are supposed to meet with him in the near future to discuss the actual layout of the interior of the building. To be clear with everyone, we are matching the footprint of what we have existing now, and it's just gaining space on the living side of the station to eliminate what we've had for a trailer that's been there since 2011. So the guys have been working out of a trailer with no bathroom or any other facilities where the supervisor stays, and now we're just upgrading everything to make it more conducive to the environment for the fire department. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to report. Just be safe. If anybody needs anything from the fire department, we're here. We have smoke detectors available for our residents. We'd be happy to come out and check your smoke detectors and install new ones if needed. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. Mike?
If I may,
You
are
may.
you, I'm just wondering if you're passing out Purell and any masks, if we could come down. I understand they're
Well,
very
since-
difficult to come by.
Since you brought it up, no, we're not passing out Perel or any of that. We've been in contact with the county. Deputy Chief Armstrong went over and met with Chief Hankinson and Captain Cashin today. So we have a plan in place for the fire department, the police department, as far as how we're going to handle potential responses. And like I said, I've been dealing with the county through Vince Jones and the county EMS coordinator to assure that we are prepared in the event that something does happen with this virus. Follow the directions, what people are telling you. Wash your hands frequently. They're treating this like the flu, so keep that in mind. So, you got to understand, we may come to you and we may stand back 6 feet and offer you a mask first, but that's because you may have signs and symptoms. That's for your protection and for our protection, because we have to worry about the safety of our personnel. But we've gone through all of our personal protective equipment. We've assured that we have plans in place, and whatever comes of this, and I don't know if you guys remember back in 2014, Ebola was coming, and we were going to have the worst outbreak in New Jersey and everywhere else, and we had to go to special training classes in Atlantic City and everything else to be prepared for that, and thankfully nothing ever transpired or really took off on that. But we will be prepared in the event that something does happen in the city of Margate.
Just to add on that, I believe the county is sending someone here to give us a presentation at our next meeting. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I think we should advertise that, and anyone who's interested could come. There are no masks available. Everything for the past month has been being sent to China, and they're really not even certain that masks prevent anything. If you have the disease, it prevents it from spreading. But don't plan on buying a mask, because it'll be a while before they're available. Okay, you done?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. John?
Just as I missed what Andrew was talking about, our kids doing so good in the tournaments, which we're all proud of, I was given Fred the conceptual of the improvements to Fulton and Huntington Avenue to post on the internet. So the residents in that area that are listening to this meeting have the opportunity tomorrow, sometime during the day, it should be up on our website under construction projects, so they could view it, and if there are any comments, they can notify us at City Hall. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Mark?
Nothing to report.
I have nothing. I've talked enough already. So at this point, we will open to public comment. 3 minutes on any subject that was discussed here today. Is there any public comment?
I'm ready. You're gonna pass now.
You can't let ignorance prevail. Sewell 22 West Drive. Contrary to Mari's position that somehow Perel might deter the coronavirus, that's fundamentally inaccurate, incorrect, and misleading. There is one and only one product that can stop a virus, and that product has been around for a century or more, and that's pure generic bleach. It's what they use at the CDC when they get cracked vials from around the world. They literally inundate the rooms with bleach, and that's your, if you want to stop a virus, use bleach. Don't use Perel, don't use hand wipes. You're wasting your time. It's that simple. And as far as the chief is concerned, fire chief, there is a update on the BBC on this coronavirus mutation. So you might want to peruse the internet and bring yourself up to speed. Thank you very much.
Any other public comment? Name and address, please.
Stephen Altman, 9003 Amherst Avenue, Margate City, New Jersey, 08402. I don't disagree with what Mr. Stool said a moment ago, except there is one commercial product made by Dial Soap, not the yellow, but the white, has an antibiotic built into it, and it seems to be very effective against problems with hand washing. Also, they have a liquid version of it in a pump, which is also very effective antibiotic.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Steve Warner, 103 North Sumner Avenue. I just have a couple comments on what was brought up here. Everybody already talked about the coronavirus, so I'll leave that. But as far as the ice cream goes, I think that we should just let the market dictate what the price is. Don't tell any, whatever they want to charge, that's up to them. And if the people don't want to buy it, that's up to them. I would just say no recommendation at all. Whatever you want to sell, let the market dictate what it's going to be. Free market. I'm up for free markets, yeah. Thank you. Also, with regard to the boardwalk, there should be as accurate a cost as possible for the people to look at, send it out, and then let them decide if that's what they want to spend the money on, then spend the money, fine. But accurate figures, not, isn't this wonderful, okay? That's number two. And the third thing, that Atlantic Avenue project near the beginning of Margate, that's just been dragging. Are they gonna, that's got to get wrapped up because it's causing the people around there a lot of inconvenience. The ones on the beach block and what have you, they're having a hell of a time with the cars. And I'd just like to comment that the sooner that's done, the better. And it's just really taking too long. All right, thank you.
We talked about it at the Capitol meeting. Ed, do you want to give the update on that?
Yeah, the update, and that project has been dragging on, and we've been pushing the contractor to get it done. There is light at the end of the tunnel. They finished their utility work out there this week.
Okay.
The concrete crew's coming back next week to finish their work, and then paving is scheduled to start the following week, weather dependent. So by the end of the March, they should be buttoned up and complete.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're
That's
welcome.
great, because that's really, shouldn't go like that.
We agree.
Any other public comment, please? Is there a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
We will take a 5-minute break and we will continue on.